Martial arts is an ancient science. I would like to show you something that's a little different, a little more arcane. I will be extending an invisible energy field that we call the ki through their body, through their central nervous system, causing them to lose power and for a moment not to be able to recover. If you hit someone hard enough with ki, which I will certainly not do today, you can stop the heartbeat. This has rarely been seen outside of the Orient. These are competition black belts. These are people who can receive a full roundhouse kick and not flinch. So they're going to come at me and I'm just going to project a wave of energy out of my body to disable them. Okay, come at me. Come. Say! One more time, come at me. Come. Say! For a moment, a wave of energy sweeps through their body and they don't know where they are, what world they're in, what dimension they're in. At that moment, of course, you can dislocate them all.
Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife, and the man you just got done watching in that video looking like Richard Simmons went by the name of Dr. Fredrick Lenz, or as his disciples would call him, Zen Master Rama. If you can't already tell by the guy's name, he ran a cult. I say all those statements in the past tense because the dude killed himself. April 13th, 1998, police found his body in Conscience Bay near his home. While police were searching his home, they found a woman by the name of Bren Lacey, who was one of his disciples, in one of the bedrooms on the bed, incoherent. According to her, the two were in a suicide pact together, but only Lenz succeeded. Lenz and his disciple apparently also tried to kill 2 dogs as a part of their suicide pact, which I'm assuming the dogs did not agree to. While police were searching the home, they found the 2 dogs that were apparently pumped full of phenobarbital but did not die. If I were those 2 dogs, I'd be pissed. When police removed Zen Master Rama's body from the bay, they found that he had taken over 150 Valiums.
This motherfucker's dead!
When Zen Master Rama was alive, he taught something called Tantric Zen, which he described as the study of 10,000 states of mind. On a website dedicated to Lenz called ZenMasterRama.com, go figure, I found a passage that kind of digs deeper into the 10,000 states of mind thing. There are 10,000 different states of mind to view and understand life through. And through understanding these states of mind, you can address your career, relationships, artistic, and athletic interests with the full power of your mind and create a level of success in life that few human beings experience. Too bad it doesn't address suicidal thoughts.
Move this man!
Ah, come on. That was a spirituality joke, not a suicide joke. The more you hear about Zen Master Rama, the less you will probably be offended by that joke. But if not, I don't care. You see, Zen Master Rama here really did put the tantric in Tantric Zen. He was the subject of numerous sexual abuse allegations, including that he coerced his female followers to have sex with him. According to 2 former female members, Lenz claimed having sex with him would increase their chances of enlightenment and more auspicious reincarnation, as well as transfer his energy into them. One of his followers that slept with him also quoted him as saying that his sperm was liquid enlightenment and they should be honored to have it inside them. Maybe this is what he was talking about by projecting his chi. Oh, and that's right, you heard correctly. He said if they slept with him, they would have a more auspicious reincarnation. Master Rama was really big into the whole reincarnation thing. He talked about it quite a bit to his followers. Listen to just a few of his past lives that he told his students about.
In the 1500s, Lenz says he was a Zen master in Japan. In the 1700s, he lived in a monastery in Tibet. The 1800s, India.
Oh, and it gets crazier than that. You see, apparently he says that he was a computer programmer in Atlantis.
In 1980, Lenz incorporated himself as Fredrick P. Lenz, High Priest, the First Diocese of California of the Church of Atlantis. Atlantis, the lost continent, sank into the ocean a few thousand years ago. Lenz claims he may have worked there as a computer programmer.
That's crazy people talk. Now, I talk about lineage quite a bit on this channel. Lineage is important in the martial arts industry because it lets you know about their teachers and their instructors and where the crazy comes from. Because let's face it, a lot of times this level of crazy is passed down from generation to generation. Zen Master Rama is no exception to this. You see, Zen Master Rama here used to study under another guru by the name of Sri Chinmoy. And as you could probably guess, Sri Chinmoy was also a cult leader.
Sri Chinmoy.
Little by little, as we meditate
every day, and we see him twice a week. I notice that I'm so happy, and I feel God's presence so much of the time.
Chinmoy got really famous in the 70s for performing what he called creative miracles. These miracles included him writing 843 poems in a single day and also creating 16,000 paintings in 24 hours. I guess when you make that many paintings in that short of a time, you kind of get what you get. But despite his shitty poetry and his terrible paintings, people still fell for this crap.
Sri Chinmoy is like a visitor from this other world to this world to show his followers how to reach this other world.
Besides that, people also fell in love with his looks. And I'm not talking about his level of attractiveness. What I'm talking about is his literal look on his face.
I noticed as you were meditating, there was rapid eye movement on your part.
My consciousness was flying from one plane of reality to another.
Creepy. Dude, if that's all you have to do to start a cult, I'm in. I could do that crap. Nailed it. Now pay me lots of money, please. That dude convinced his followers that the look was so powerful you didn't even need to be in the room to see it. You could just look at a photo of the guy.
The best type of meditation comes when you enter into my consciousness by looking at a picture taken of me when I am in a high meditative consciousness, when I am one with the Supreme. Do not think of it as a picture of a human being.
Master Rama studied under Chinmoy for quite a while until he decided it was time for him to start his own cult. Master Rama really did try to portray himself as a jack of all trades, as an author and a computer programmer and a spiritual leader and a public speaker, and also he started a band. The band is called Zen, and here's just a couple quick clips of their shitty music.
I have written a number of pieces of music to meditate to.
I asked the Zen Master, what is dancing?
This music is composed in other dimensions. That's where I go to compose it.
It is the movement of life.
Then it's brought here into this world from the planes of light, and it's played by some of my students.
Just like every other cult leader, he really does try to take all the credit for that band, but according to members of the band, he really didn't do anything.
I never, in my definition of composition and writing, saw him write anything.
What does he play?
He doesn't play anything.
Not even a tambourine?
Not even.
He also claimed that he designed computer systems that he sold to Bank of America and the Pentagon.
We sell to large Fortune 500 corporations.
Which ones?
Lots of different ones.
Can you name one?
Sure.
Okay.
You know.
Let's hear one.
Bank of America.
You sell products to the military?
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely.
How much business do you do with the Pentagon?
Well, it's increasing rapidly, let's put it that way.
This was also a load of crap.
We checked with the Pentagon. Officials we spoke with at the Army, Navy, the Air Force, and Coast Guard all told us that while they can't track every purchase, they had never heard of Lenz's products. When we called Bank of America's corporate headquarters, they hadn't heard of his software either.
Zen Master Rama was also an author, and he touted about how good his book sales were, but as you can guess, that was exaggerated.
We've sold 200,000 copies.
But publishing executives told us it was more like 90,000.
Let's be honest, if you want to buy a book that has mediocre book sales but is a good read, check out my book, Sensei's Bars and Scars, which you can get on Amazon.com and most pretty much anywhere else you could buy books. Just look at the reviews so far. We are crushing it. And at one point we were the #1 bestseller for all of an hour or so, but it did get there. It did get there. Sensei's Bars and Scars. Now let's get back to Zen Master Rama. He definitely spewed a lot of BS to his cult followers, but my favorite mound of BS that he spewed was that he was a black belt in martial arts.
With a black belt in martial arts. Successful?
Yeah, evidently. I can knock people down without much problem.
That's right, you heard correctly. A black belt in martial arts. This is what he claims. I looked and scoured everywhere. I could not find anywhere that showed who he trained under. No videos of him actually training any martial arts, just him teaching it. in gis that looked crisp and brand new out of the package. He does, on the other hand, talk about chi quite a bit, and his students just kind of seem to go with it, and in a lot of his videos just kind of fall over for him. Just listen to some of the testimonials.
One day, Rama came up to me and, he wanted to demonstrate a martial art technique. He put his hand on my forehead and he knocked me down with an energy. So now when I go up in martial art competition, when I face an opponent, I use my energy.
One thinks of meditation as kind of a passive practice, and yet it can be, what it does is it generates energy that can be used in any number of different ways. Through tournament fighting was that I tended to win a lot more matches, and I think the reason for that was because I built up my level of ki a lot more.
Remember how he said all of these were supposed to be competition black belts? None of them actually seem to say what martial art they themselves are black belts in, or what type of competition they compete in or rule set. And then, of course, there's the videos of them just kind of falling down for him.
The science of martial arts is the science of energy, applied energy. When you apply ki, it's very easy to take someone down, an opponent, and take her down right from the top, right? Right. Watch. This is like 8 pounds.
Time to give this guy some Dillmans. It's quite clear this guy ran a true cult. And just like any other cult, himself and his teacher are both still quite famous online. You can find all of his instructors' poetry. You can still find sites dedicated to Master Rama. Cults like this tend to just keep going well after the leaders are dead. It's clear that this man was just a con artist, but people still follow his teachings even now. So I'm definitely giving this guy 5 out of 5 Dillmans. He believes in supernatural chi powers. He clearly conned a lot of the students out of a lot of money. By the way, they were paying hand over fist money to be able to attend his seminars and to practice his teachings. Then there's the whole sexual abuse thing. Then there's the whole suicide pact thing, trying to kill 2 innocent dogs like a psycho. If you're gonna take yourself out, leave the dogs out of it. Also, as a note to this, keep in mind that his suicide was in the late 90s. He was still running a cult almost into the 2000s, and there are still cults, other than his, of course, there are cults all over the place still existing today. All kinds of cults everywhere. Keep in mind, the root word of culture is cult. So our culture is made up of a ton of different cults all over the world. This brings us to the question of the day, brought to you by X Marshall. Be sure to answer the question of the day in the comment sections below, so that way you could be entered to win a $100 gift voucher to be used at xmarshall.com. There are a lot of definitions of the word cult. One is a system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object. Another definition is a relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister. Yet another is a misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular person or thing. And the final one I'm going to cover right now is a dangerous organization that manipulates and often harms its members. But I have to ask you, what do you personally believe a cult is? What makes your red flags start going off when you start seeing something that you might think is a cult? Be sure to answer that question in the comment sections below, so that way I know that you watched the entire video, and to be entered to win a $100 gift voucher at xmarshall.com. As always, thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, and memberships. Check out McDojoLife.com. and keep the martial arts legit.
My baby got robbed the other day by degenerates, so she wanted to learn some new form of this self-defense. So she did her research and perused it online and found this dude said he could move shit with his mind. He call himself Seafood Paul Zimmerman. He got a dojo with a strip mall near Cinnabon. Now she spends all day trying to break boards with her thoughts, but the only thing she's breaking is my little heart. Things just haven't been the same, living strange since my baby joined that dojo. Joined the McDojo. Now she tries to